KIDI supports young men and ladies through creating employment to them, skills, and experience in industrialization in Kisumu County. Machines are available in the facilities whereby a little fee is charged for training and later on create your own employment. Director General of KIDI emphasized on research. It's a national public institution that incubates trainees for 5 to 6 months till they are ready and independent in the market.
Research, at least so that at least we can have small industries or even big industries to make sure at least we get solutions to the problems which affect us. We've been so much involved in trying to see how can we value add many of the products we have. For example, where we are here, at least you can see this is a leather area. At least we are able to make sure that the industrialists we have trained, they come and utilize the same machines by making sure at least they get the best products they can sell. Other than leather, we have many other areas. Today we are telling Kenyans, please, for example, where we are in Kisumu and in this part of the country, we have a lot of things we can do through KIRDI, and we can make sure that our young people are self-employed. They can really come up with cottage industries, and out of that, we'll not really have the poverty we are seeing. So through national government, KIRDI is here to make sure that we support our young men and girls to make sure that they become young industrialists. Actually, it's in all areas, because if you look at the food chain, at least if you look at also the agro, if you look at, for example, the leather, we are in it. Other than that, for example, in this part again of the region of the country, a number of people do fishing as farming. We are trying to see how can we make sure at least they make their feeds. How can we make sure that they can even process or dry the same fish? And then, how can they make sure that at least they have even enough ice so that at least fish does not rot. So we have all that, and as KIRDI, in fact, about 3 weeks ago, we made sure we commissioned one of the Sol Cool Dry plant, which was spearheaded by our daktari here, and we are trying to see, can we also make sure that even in Kisumu here, Kisumu County can it also have one, and if possible, in every county which is benefiting from the lake, can we make sure that at least we support our farmers with that? At least I just want to let Kenyans know that we have facilities whereby you don't necessarily need to go and borrow money so that you start your industry. You can start in KIRDI. We incubate you for 1 year, you use our facility, or even 2 years. After that, you make sure at least you start your own. And by that time, you'll have at least both the equipment required. So we just want to sensitize and tell leaders, instead of having quite a number of youth following you because of unemployment, can you at least come and incubate them with us? Can you pay for some training? We train them on how to become industrialists. Then from there, at least they also go and create wealth for the country. I want just to tell the youth that it has come a time whereby we need to focus by, coming to KIRDI, you be trained, and then from there, you go and start a cottage industry, and you become somebody who is going to create just wealth, but also to employ other youth. Currently in our country, we have this habit whereby after school, people just want to be employed. We want to say, even after school, you can be incubated and you become an industrialist. Even for those who are working and they feel, okay, they want to make more money, KIRDI is there. It can really facilitate you. You become an employer yourself.
My name is Dr. Calvin Onyango. I'm the Director General of KIRDI. Now, as an institution, like you've heard, we do two main things. One is to do research in industrial technologies, to disseminate this knowledge. And to disseminate the knowledge, therefore, we need people to come to us. Yeah? The models which we use are, number one, of course, we need to advertise as widely as possible. So we are to be found in the webpage and also in the social media. But also we try to work as closely as possible with the counties. So we try to sensitize all the national leaders and also at the county level to tell them that we've got these facilities. Can they mobilize their people to come to us? And like you correctly indicated, this is a public institution, a national public institution. So anybody has got the right to come in and seek our services. We shall train you, that's number one. Then after we've trained you, we also realize that many people do not have the capacity to actually procure the machines on their own. So we actually allow you to we incubate you within our facility, whereby we allow you to use our machines for 6 to 12 months as you test the market. Then once you are confident that you can be able to sell out your product.
Linus Katambo, who is the research scientist in KIDI, is also a research organization head whose role is to mobilize resources.
I'm a research scientist in KIRDI under Food Research Technology Research Center, but I also double as a resource mobilization head. So my work is to mobilize resources to ensure that we have enough to run our research and development activities. But more importantly, we also do research in a number of areas, especially for off-grid rural farmers who do not have access to the national grid.
Ambani, director at Ambani Fish Leather Company in Turkana, has a lot to enlighten us.
My name is Ira Ambani. I'm a director at Ambani Fish Leather. We are a company in Lake Turkana, and we process Nile perch fish. Well, it's interesting because when you process Nile perch, 7% of the fish is skin. And before we used to just throw it or bury it or sell it at 3 bob kilo. So with time, we thought this is a beautiful skin, and for sustainability, what can we do with the skin? And so I went on the internet, and that's how I found Kirdi, that they had already started the research on processing fish, processing the skin of the fish. So we partnered with them, and it has been a journey. We've explored together, and it has brought very good fruits to our company. Well, it has added revenue to our company because before we would sell a kilo of the skin maybe at 3 shillings or even bury it. But now a square foot of Nile perch skin goes for 1,700. So you see, it has added value to the company and revenues. Yes, we have clients in Europe, we have clients in America. We, like this order we are processing now, is for a client in Morocco who our clients do various things. Some of them do apparel, some of them are in the car manufacturing companies. So we are also exploring going into automotive as well.
So my name is Arafat Abdul Kadir. I'm working for Kilimanjaro Traders. Well, basically Kilimanjaro Traders deals in leather manufacturing, that is from the raw material to the finished leather. As you can see, some of the products here for the footwear, belt, bags, all kinds of leather. So yeah, before the business, before coming to Kirdi actually, I could say the business of manufacturing to us was non-existent. We were not there in the market, we were nowhere. So after I got to learn about Kirdi, this was through a friend in Kisumu. We managed to come here, we met the management here, and we worked with them. So having a background of leather technician, I'm a leather professional. We worked with the professionals who are here, dog trades, and then they helped in easing me into the business. So I managed to start production, and I've managed to source the material locally from within Kisumu and mostly the western region. And I've been sourcing from them, the farmers, processing here at Kirdi, and then I'm now selling to the people within Kisumu, and I've started selling outside Kenya itself, Kisumu, Nairobi, and outside Kenya itself. So I'm exporting now leather as well, and yeah, it has been a nice journey here, and I'm hoping to now venture into footwear manufacturing and some leather goods as well. So I'm hoping to be here for longer to develop, and one day probably I'll be out there on my own to be the best example of what Kirdi does to the small scale people.